Hey, folks, Cam Rogers here for the 49ers Report. Hit me up on Twitter at Mr. Rogers99. Got a lot to get through here in the program. We'll start things off in the rumors section. Will the charges be dropped for Reuben Foster? Feeling pretty good about this, ladies and gentlemen. 3 Jedheads were faithful in this, and the developing story as we come on air right now. Ex-girlfriend Alyssa Ennis has testified that she lied to police and that Reuben Foster did not hurt her. This is the quote coming from the testimony. "I wanted to sue Reuben. It was a money scheme. It was all about money. I wanted to get him." Ennis also says that Reuben Foster did not throw her cell phone, and she says that she threw the phone actually at Foster. Meanwhile, she ultimately wanted to really just ruin Reuben Foster's reputation because he broke up with her and she had, shall we say, an unsavory reaction to all of it and kind of threw a fit, to be honest with you. And she also lied about Foster throwing her dog and the allegations of Foster pulling her by her hair, punching her in the head 10 times, spitting on her, dropping the F-bomb. All of it were lies, and she testified that today in court. So with that said, folks, the DA's office is going to be forced to drop the charges. This likely will not go to trial. That is my understanding. Now, something to keep in mind here, and I've said it many times on the 49ers Report, Roger Goodell is different from the court of law. Roger Goodell is judge, jury, and executioner, and he could still implement the 6-game suspension, that baseline suspension there for domestic violence on Reuben Foster. Do you think it's going to happen? Hit me up in comments on Facebook Live as well as YouTube. Do you think Goodell will suspend Reuben Foster? This, I can tell you, if he does, it could be Ezekiel Elliott 2.0, and this could drag on and on and on. We're going to read more about law terminology as we go throughout the San Francisco 49ers season, if indeed Roger Goodell does implement that 6-game suspension. But the developing story right now, Reuben Foster's ex-girlfriend has testified in favor of Foster and saying that she lied to police. And one final note on this. So there was the February 11th arrest, and then 2 days later, Ennis essentially recanted all of what she said, and that wasn't initially reported. It took some time for that to actually get reported. In between those 2 days, there was no contact, so there was no payoff or anything like that from Reuben Foster. That is out the window, according to my sources. So that's the rundown there with Reuben Foster. Hit me up in the comments section what you think about the future lies for him, especially in terms of Roger Goodell there. All right, let's get to rumor number 2. DeForest Buckner, is he a top 10 defensive tackle? Of course he is. We're giving this 4 Jedheads. Believe it. This coming from NFL.com. And Buckner had a fantastic 2017 despite seeing double and even triple teams week in and week out a year ago. NFL.com ranked him as the number 6th defensive tackle, had 9 sacks in the last 2 seasons and 24 quarterback hits in 2017 alone. Now, as we enter 2018, he might get even better because offenses are going to have to game plan for some new players on that front 7. I think Solomon Thomas is actually going to get a lot better in terms of his edge rushing ability, and we'll see what a healthy Eric Armstead can do. Jeremiah Atachu is a name to watch out for as well. Let's get to rumor number 3. Will Jimmy Garoppolo win the MVP? All right, Niner Empire, I'm sorry, guys, but it's 1 Jedhead right now, although he's highly ranked in terms of the odds. So Bet Online recently released its odds to win the MVP next season, and Jimmy G is at number 13, which honestly isn't all that bad considering this guy has started a total of 7 games. Aaron Rodgers, as we stand, is indeed the favorite, and David Johnson, running back from the Arizona Cardinals, has the best non-quarterback odds as we stand right now. Now, I do have faith in Jimmy Garoppolo. I think he'll be a very fine quarterback. In fact, I have him inside my top 10 for top quarterbacks entering 2018. But MVP, we're going to have to slow down just a little bit. All right, let's define all those Jedheads. First of all, 0 Jedheads. Fake news. Do not believe in that rumor. 1 Jedhead, there's little truth to it. 2 Jedheads, firmly in the rumor category. It's simmering. 3 heads, we're faithful in it, i.e. Reuben Foster getting his charges dropped. And then 4 Jed heads, it's happening. All right, let's get to rumor number 4. Is guard the Niners' biggest weakness as we stand right now? I'm going to give this 2 Jed heads, firmly in the rumor category here, because I'm still looking at edge rusher as perhaps the biggest weakness for San Francisco. But this rumor coming from SB Nation recently released the biggest weaknesses for every single team out there. And for the 49ers, they got guard, which is interesting. I have faith in Jonathan Cooper and Joshua Garnett coming back from injury, as well as Lincoln Tomlinson. I honestly don't think guard is in the worst position ever, and I certainly have more concerns at the edge rushing position than anywhere else on this entire team. I think the 49ers could find themselves going through some struggles here in terms of creating sacks. So keep in mind that, yes, guard does have a little bit of some holes here and there, but edge rusher is certainly more of a concern for me. All right, let's get to rumor number 5 here. Does Pierre Garcon have elite hands? I'm giving this 4 Jed heads. I believe in this. So this coming from Pro Football Focus here. I understand he only played 8 games in 2017, but PFF recently released the top drop rates from the wide receivers last year, and Pierre Garcon clocked out at 3.05%. Only Michael Thomas and Doug Baldwin were better. And this is especially astounding considering C.J. Beathard and Brian Hoyer were throwing the football. So Pierre Garcon wasn't even healthy for the Jimmy Garoppolo portion of 2017. So Garcon, elite hands, 4 Jed heads on that. And then finally here, will the Niners practice with the Dallas Cowboys ahead of their preseason game in August? 2 Jed heads here, pretty close to actually giving it 3, but I'm going to keep it in the rumor category. Todd Archer is reporting both sides are working towards a joint practice. We do know the 49ers will travel early to Houston to practice with the Texans, and Jason Garrett, the Cowboys head coach, of course, is hopeful that both sides can work something out, so we'll see there.